Hey guys, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Chad.
Welcome back to Ports and Palaces. We just got home from a wonderful trip on the Disney Dream, and we got to try out something new to us. We did the Remy dessert experience. So for anyone that is new to Disney cruising on the Dream class ship, which are the Dream and the Fantasy, there are two adult dining kind of experiences. There is Remy restaurant and a Palo restaurant. Palo offers brunch and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, couldn't think about that for a second. And then Remy offers dinner and then offers dessert. So we decided that we were going to try dessert this time.
Yep, expand our horizon.
Yeah. So just a reminder that you have to book that experience before you're on the ship. There might be some availability as you get on the ship if you want to check on embarkation day, but typically this experience is booked pre-cruising. All adult things are usually booked up prior to cruising.
Especially Remy's, it's very exclusive.
Yeah. And don't forget to book when your booking window opens. We have another video that kind of goes through the ins and outs of booking through the app. We prefer the app. It's just a little faster than the
website.
The website, yes. App. You go to the day that you're looking for, and typically it's offered on like sea days, or if you're going on a like cruise that is Disney focused, so the Disney Islands, it's going to be on a day that is not Disney Islands. So think Nassau or Tortola or things like that. It's typically not offered on like Castaway or Lookout days because they don't have the service team to be able to do that. So you're definitely looking for an at-sea day and a Nassau day. Ours was on Nassau day, so that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We got to kind of see some Nassau views.
Tortola? I thought it was Tortuga.
I think it's Tortola. But it's something in the British Virgin Isles. We haven't made it there, which is why we don't know what it is. But we digress. If you would like to get the ins and outs of how to book your experiences and when to book your experiences, we just did a video about that. It's short and sweet, not maybe even 7 minutes long. It's very short, gets right to the point. I am up very late at 11:55 p.m. booking for actually this cruise that we are now talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out here, and let's get started all about Remy.
So the venue itself is very spectacular. It's a real Italian style bistro type of feel.
Yeah, it's themed to Remy, like Ratatouille. So he's actually got a little statue up in like a chandelier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But very intimate, just a few tables. Definitely you can see why it gets booked up because there's hardly any tables there.
An island day, it overlooks Nassau if you're at port there. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very pretty.
With this dessert experience, they bring out 6 desserts,
Mm-hmm.
various types, several different like tarts, chocolate style things, even pistachio, even to my surprise.
And we'll go through all of them in detail, and so you can kind of see the order that we had them. But yeah, it's 6 desserts. And then that came out to, I think when we booked it, it said it was like 50, 70 a person.
Yeah.
70 a person, so it came out to 140 for the two of us. But then they did have a wine pairing and a champagne pairing that you could do. And the wine pairing was $35 and the champagne was $45. Mm-hmm. So just for research purposes, we each got one of each other. So I got the wine.
And I got the champagne.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, Chad's champagne was more, I won't say bitter, but more dry. Yeah. And we like more like a sweet wine. Right. So definitely the wine was actually sweeter, which is a little interesting. You would expect the champagne to be sweeter. But so that came out to a little bit more than what we had originally booked for. But we'll talk about pricing towards the end and kind of what we thought as far as that price.
With each dessert, the chef came out and talked about the background of each dessert, the kind of the lineage of where it came from, and how they cook it specifically, and what the requirements are, and where a bunch of the ingredients are from, which is pretty cool too. So
yeah, it was cool. Some of them were like, it took days to prepare. Yeah. So, just that little course that we took us 2 minutes to eat took them, several days to make, which was really cool to hear about. And then thinking back to the wine pairing. So like I said, we did 6 different kind of courses of dessert. And then you got a new glass of either wine or champagne with each We are going to put on the screen what the actual dessert is called, because we did have a picture of the menu and we can put that on there. But a lot of it is French or Italian, and we don't want to butcher the name of it. We tried to write down phonetically what it was as the chef was talking about it, and we're still going to butcher it. So we're just going to kind of explain it in our quote unquote hickish way. And hopefully, when you look at the picture, like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. But we will put the official name as a picture on the screen. So with all that said, let's dive into the dessert, shall we?
So first up was the creme brulee.
Mm.
So I had never actually had a creme brulee before, so I had no way of, gauging my expectations, but it was very, very tasty. It's very sweet, very creamy, with a nice little crunchy crust around it as a nice like caramel tasting
Yeah.
shell, basically.
But this was actually baked in like an
Mm-hmm.
edible kind of almost like a pastry shell. It was very thin. I don't even want to call it a pastry shell.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to actually have the whole thing edible. So definitely cool there.
I'm going to butcher this, but I think it's pronounced the fraisier,
Yeah.
which is a raspberry cake
Mm-hmm.
type of dessert. It was also very delicious, very fruity. Kind of tasted like cheesecake a little bit, but
Yeah.
not like a cream cake or something.
Yeah, it had like a cake with like a raspberry filling, and it had this like raspberry gelatin around it.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I think after the amazingness of the creme brulee, it was kind of like it was okay, but it was good. It was like I don't know. I wouldn't say it was out of this world. I think I've had desserts at Cabanas that I've liked just as much, but it was good.
I liked it though. I ate the rest of hers.
Yeah, that's true. Then the third dessert was the pistachio puff, is what I'm going to call it. Again, I don't want to butcher the name of it, so we're going to put up on the screen what it actually is called. But it was this pistachio cream, kind of like a cream puff, was the best way I could explain it. But it had like a pistachio kind of crust around it, and then it had, oh, if I can't remember.
It was good. I'm not a big fan of pistachios, but that was delicious.
Yeah, and it had like a raspberry filling, so there was definitely kind of carrying that raspberry from the first to the second. But it was good. I really liked it. I think this was the one where you finished the Fraser of mine,
Mm.
and I finished his
Yeah.
pistachio puff. So this one was definitely good. I liked this one. The next dessert was what I call the non-apple puff, or the non-apple crepe, or whatever you want to call it. It basically looked like it should have been like an apple Danish is kind of what it looked like, but there weren't really any apples in there. And then it had, if you've ever had like a buttermilk pie or a chess pie, that was kind of the filling of it. It was very sweet, like pure sugar, basically, in my opinion. Very good, very flaky. It kind of got everywhere, but this was one of my favorites for sure.
So after that was the hazelnut macaron. It was kind of like a giant s'more cookie, is what it tasted like. Had a little bit of marshmallow puff in it.
Yeah.
It had gold dust in it,
Mm-hmm.
which was interesting.
Real gold, yes.
Never.
They wanted to make sure we knew we were eating gold.
Yep.
That's where all the money came from,
Yep.
eating gold. If you think of a macaron, this was just a big macaron. It did have that like a pudding almost, that it was sitting on. That was really good. It was like caramely. It was pretty good. And then the last big dessert was the one that you see all over TikTok, all over Instagram, whatever. It was what is the Citron. So it looks like a lemon. I mean, if you sat it down in front of you, it looks like a real life lemon that you would get from the store, but it is all a pastry. So it's got like a white chocolate kind of hardened around it.
Yeah, it's crunchy.
Yeah, very crunchy.
Yeah.
And on the inside, I can't even say it was like a mousse. It was like thick
It's like
lemon
a chocolate bark that was lemon flavored.
Yeah, but it like oozed yogurty. There was the chocolate, and then like a yogurt, but like a hardened kind of yogurt with chocolate.
It's like a yogurt.
And then in the
filling.
middle of that was like pure lemon zest
Mm-hmm.
gel. If you don't like lemon,
It was very tart.
yeah,
Very tart.
I loved the beautiness of it, and that it was a really cool, unique dessert. If you don't like lemonade, don't even less than lemon, heavy lemon
If you
water.
don't like lemon cake, don't try it.
But even more than lemon cake, like I'm really trying to get you to understand, like it was lemon, like wow, because I really like lemonade, lemon cake, even like some like lemon pies. Like I like lemon, and this was a lot. So just know, really cool looking, but holy moly, the
As
lemon.
as you could see from the beginning of this video, from the cold opening of this video, don't eat the leaf.
You can though.
You can.
It was a dare, and Chad did it.
Don't.
He told
It's
us very
disgusting.
clearly that it was edible because it's a real leaf. So, if you want to eat it, by all means. So that is kind of the overview of what we ate and what we drank. So now we're just going to kind of give you our overall thoughts and things that maybe when you're booking, you're not really thinking about, but it's things that really made the memorableness for us. The first one was our server.
Mm-hmm.
She was very personable. I mean, this experience wasn't super long, but she came and she asked us, how many cruises have you been on? What cruise ship haven't you been on? She wanted to talk about where we were from, and so she just made it very personal. She would always ask, like she could tell, like when I gave my dessert to Chad, she was like, "Oh yeah, not a fan of that one," or like she would kind of explain something to us, and so it was just really nice in that little brief time that we were with her to really feel like she wanted to take care of us and get to know us. She always had our waters
Yeah.
refilled, was already ready to go with our next round of drinks or whatever we needed. So definitely nice in that aspect.
So timing wise, especially the booking times for Remy's dessert experience don't coincide typically with any of the shows or the
Mm-hmm.
main dining experiences or really any of the major events.
Yeah.
Um, especially if you're at dock, they don't do as many events as normal when
Yeah.
it's a day at sea.
I think ours was I think our reservation was around 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So kind of right before dinner time. We had just went ahead and gotten ready for dinner, so we were ready to go. But yeah, it was just during a normal day. So this is a great opportunity, I think, if you're like a first time cruiser or someone that really enjoys the dinner and the show aspect of the evening and doesn't want to miss out on that. Your only other option is Palo brunch, which is really popular and really
It
hard
is.
to get, or Palo and Remy dinner, but then you're missing a dinner. So this is definitely an option for people that still want to have that time away, with the other adults in your party. If we haven't mentioned it already, I do think we did, but just making sure this is an adult only experience. So this is a nice date option during the day while still getting your dinner time and your show time with your family.
That's in no
Discredit.
way to disproportion that Remy's is not as exclusive and sought after as Palo, though, especially because there are way more limited seats
Yeah.
at Remy's.
Yeah, all of these are going to be kind of hard to get as a first time cruiser, but I would say of everything, you have your people that really don't like desserts at all. So this is something they probably would not want to do because you're just eating dessert. It's also something cool to think about that it's not as big of a time commitment. So, if you are just wanting to do something really fun, but you don't want to do a 2 hour sit down brunch or a 3 hour dinner, like it's just we were probably there for an hour
Yeah,
maybe. So that was really nice. Something to note is how to get there. We did not stop and think about it, but this is way up at the top. If it's not the top deck, it's close to the top. I
yeah,
believe it's like deck 12.
it's confusing to get.
So what we did is we went to deck 11,
Mm-hmm.
which is the pool deck, and we thought, oh, we'll just walk and then take some stairs up to Remy from there. That did not happen because you had to go up, and they basically told us just to go back down
Yep.
and then go up to 12.
No.
So
Yeah.
you'd be best just going to the forward elevators and then going up to 12 from there, because it trying to walk there from the aft to the forward was not fun in heels.
No.
So now for the big question, or the first big question. Is it worth it? So pricing wise, we booked it at $140. That was the reservation price. But all in all, with tip and the two pairings, the wine pairing and the champagne pairing, we paid $250. So $250 for the two of us for about an hour. Is that worth it?
Do it at least once. I think the venue is worth it. I think the food is worth it, and especially if you get a really good server,
Mm-hmm.
and a really personable chef, then absolutely.
Yeah. I think when you think about that, Palo brunch is cheaper than the Remy dessert, that kind of does offset. Like, I could get a whole all inclusive 2 hour brunch for cheaper than that. Definitely something to think about there. But it was very cool. We really enjoyed our time. So I think, would we go back and change our mind and not do it? I don't think so. I think we still would have done it. Are we planning on doing it again anytime soon?
Not really.
Probably not. I do think they try to keep it fresh. Our server was telling us that they have certain dishes like the creme brulee and the citron, the lemon, that they keep forever. That they'll probably never ever get rid of that, but that they do kind of change other things out, like the
They
flavor of the
rotate.
macaron. They do kind of change things out seasonally. So for people that really really like it, they do kind of keep you entertained and fresh with ideas. So something there. But yeah, I don't know. It might be something that, maybe if we go with more friends or things like that, and we want to take them to try it. But I don't know if like you and I would just go do that again.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. We were glad we experienced it.
So tell us your thoughts in the comments. Have you gone to it? Have you gotten other desserts that we didn't mention
Yeah.
in our experience? Um, and is it worth it to you? Do you feel like it's a worthy experience going after?
Yeah, especially the people that have had different desserts. We'd love to even see the desserts. If you can put a picture in the comments, that would be really cool to see what else is offered out there, so we could maybe start picking apart, like, is it seasonal? Is
Yeah.
it like a rotating, or is it really new desserts every few months? So yeah, definitely let us know. We'd love to see if this was like a one and done for you, or if you had maybe a different experience. Part of us having this channel is to bring experiences to other people, and if you have a different experience, we'd love to hear about it in the comments, because that keeps the education going and it gives people a different side of experience.
Yep. That's going to do it for this episode.
If you learned something new, make sure to hit that like button, share with a friend, and subscribe for all cruise news and Disney news and Universal news that are coming your way shortly. And as always, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Chad.
Happy travels from all your ports and palaces.